Okay, so today we're diving into something that I think a lot of people, a lot of our listeners can relate to, and that is um, those little everyday choices that we make. The habits that we kind of fall into, but they actually end up having a big impact on our health.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, those small, seemingly insignificant things that we do day in and day out can really add up and have a pretty significant impact on our overall well-being.
What's really interesting about this is you actually provided the source material for this deep dive, a rundown of 10 daily habits. And our goal here is to go beyond just listing them out. You know,
Right.
we want to understand why they matter, how to actually make them stick.
Yeah. And I think what's really fascinating too is that they're not just isolated habits, right? They actually all interact and kind of build on each other to create this much bigger impact on your overall health.
Exactly. And that's what we're going to do here today and unpack, explore those connections and really give you a deeper understanding of how to implement these things.
Yeah.
So let's jump right in. The first habit on the list from this English Health Podcast script you shared is to start your day with water. It seems so basic, but I noticed that they really emphasize drinking water first thing in the morning. What's the big deal about that?
Well, it is simple, and that's kind of the beauty of it. It's something that everyone can do, but it's also incredibly effective. Overnight, your body has gone several hours without any fluids, even if you don't feel particularly thirsty. And that first glass of water helps to rehydrate you on like a cellular level, which is crucial for, all your bodily processes.
So it's almost like jump-starting your system in a way.
Exactly. And when we talk about it boosting your metabolism, think about it this way. Water is essential for all those enzymes that drive metabolic reactions. And even if you're just mildly dehydrated, that can actually slow down those processes. So,
Hmm.
getting that water in first thing can really kind of kick things off in the right direction.
And then, of course, the whole flushing out toxins idea that's always associated with drinking water.
Yeah, and that's because water is really important for supporting kidney function, which is essentially how your body filters waste products.
Oh, that makes sense. So it's not just about feeling hydrated. It's actually giving your body what it needs to carry out some of its essential functions.
Right. And beyond that immediate metabolic boost, consistent hydration throughout the day helps with everything from energy levels to cognitive function. Your brain needs water to work properly.
And I noticed there was this little twist in the source material. They suggested adding lemon to your water for a bit of vitamin C and to help with digestion. Is that really necessary, or is it more of a personal preference thing?
Well, I think it's both. It's definitely a matter of taste. But vitamin C is a powerful antioxidant, so it helps to protect your cells from damage. And while the amount in a squeeze of lemon might not be huge, it all contributes, right? And in terms of digestion, lemon can actually stimulate the production of bile and digestive enzymes, which helps break down food.
Oh, I didn't realize it could do that. Interesting. And, I think for some people, having that little flavor boost might encourage them to drink more water, which is always a good thing.
Right, absolutely.
Okay, habit number 2, eat a balanced breakfast.
Mhm.
I feel like this is something we've all heard a million times, but the source material actually broke it down into 3 key components: protein, healthy fats, and fiber. And they gave specific examples like eggs, oats, and nuts. Why are those 3 things so important to have in the morning?
Well, think of breakfast as like setting the foundation for your whole day. Protein takes longer to digest than simple carbohydrates, which means you're going to feel fuller for longer, and it helps reduce cravings later on. And it's also crucial for muscle repair and maintenance. Healthy fats are important for hormone production, nutrient absorption, and they give you sustained energy. And fiber helps regulate your blood sugar, which prevents those energy crashes that we all dread. And it's also essential for, healthy digestion.
So it's really about giving your body the building blocks it needs to function at its best from the get-go.
Yeah. And I think those examples, eggs for protein and healthy fats, oats for fiber, and nuts for a little bit of everything, are a good illustration of how you can easily get a mix of those essential nutrients in one meal.
Okay, and now for something I struggle with personally, snacking. It's so easy to reach for something quick and convenient, even if it's not the healthiest option. That's where habit number 3 comes in.
Mhm.
Snack smartly. The source material advises us to ditch the unhealthy snacks and go for things like fruits, nuts, and yogurt. And their big tip was to keep those healthy options readily available. Do you think that's really the key?
It makes a huge difference. We tend to make choices based on convenience. So if you have chips in your pantry and an apple requires washing and cutting, you're probably going to go for the chips, especially when you're hungry or tired, right? But if you have healthy snacks already prepared and within reach, like washed fruit in the fridge, a container of nuts on your desk, or yogurt in the front of the fridge, you're much more likely to choose them. It's about making the healthy choice the easy choice.
So it's almost like setting yourself up for success by creating an environment where the good options are just more accessible.
Exactly. And remember, each of those snacks has its own benefits. Fruits provide natural sugars for a quick energy boost. They have vitamins and minerals. Nuts offer sustained energy from healthy fats and protein. And yogurt is a good source of protein and probiotics, which are good for your gut health.
Okay, let's move on to habit number 4, which is all about getting our bodies moving. Move your body every hour. The source material talked about how bad it is to sit for long periods of time, and they suggested standing up, stretching, or walking around for just 2 to 5 minutes every hour. Does something that small really make a difference?
It actually does. We used to think that as long as we got a good workout in a few times a week, it didn't really matter how much we sat the rest of the time. But we're learning that prolonged sitting actually has a lot of negative impacts on our health, even if we're active at other times.
So those little breaks throughout the day are really important.
They are. They help improve blood circulation, which can get sluggish when you're sitting for a long time, and they can reduce muscle stiffness and discomfort, which can also happen when you're in the same position for too long. And what's interesting is that even those small movements can boost your mood and energy levels. Just getting your blood flowing and signaling to your body that it's time to be alert can make a big difference. It's about
Yeah.
interrupting that static state and keeping your body engaged throughout the day.
So it's not just about the actual movement itself, it's about sending those signals to your body.
Exactly.
Okay, and speaking of how we hold our bodies, habit number 5 is practice good posture. I know this one can be tough because it's easy to forget about, and I often catch myself slouching without even realizing it. But the source material linked poor posture to things like back pain and low energy, and they suggested sitting up straight, keeping your shoulders relaxed, and making sure our screens are at eye level. How much of an impact does our posture actually have?
More than you might think. When you maintain good posture, your bones and joints are properly aligned, which reduces the strain on your muscles and ligaments. So that can definitely help with back and neck pain. And also, good posture allows your lungs to expand more fully, which can improve your breathing and potentially increase your energy levels.
Oh, that's interesting. I hadn't thought about the connection to breathing.
Yeah, it's all connected. And, especially in our digital age, keeping your screens at eye level is so important for preventing neck strain and maintaining proper spinal alignment. It's something to be mindful of throughout the day, even when you're just sitting or standing.
It's easy to overlook those small details, but they can really add up over time.
Absolutely.
Now, habit number 6 is something a little more active. Exercise for at least 20 minutes a day. The source material mentioned better heart health and reduced stress as the main benefits. And what I really liked was that they gave a pretty broad definition of exercise. Walking, jogging, simple home workouts, even dancing counts. So it doesn't have to be this super intense thing at the gym.
That's the key, right? Making it accessible. Because if it feels overwhelming, people are less likely to do it. But even 20 minutes of moderate intensity activity a day can significantly improve your cardiovascular health. It strengthens your heart, improves blood flow, and it's a fantastic way to release endorphins, which have mood-boosting and stress-reducing effects.
So finding something you enjoy, whether it's dancing in your living room or going for a walk in the park, is really the best approach.
Exactly. The goal is to move your body in a way that feels good and becomes a natural part of your routine.
Okay, let's shift gears a little bit and talk about our mental well-being. Habit number 7 is practice mindfulness or meditation. The source material suggested taking just 5 minutes for deep breathing and focusing on the present moment, with benefits like reduced anxiety, improved concentration, and overall well-being. 5 minutes seems doable, but can such a short amount of time really make a difference?
Oh, absolutely. It's amazing how powerful even those small moments of mindfulness can be. Deep breathing exercises can actually activate your parasympathetic nervous system, which is responsible for calming your body and mind, which in turn can help reduce anxiety.
So it's almost like a signal to your body to relax.
Yeah, exactly. And regularly practicing focusing on the present moment can improve your attention span and your ability to manage those distracting thoughts that we all have. It's not about emptying your mind completely. It's more about learning to observe your thoughts and feelings without judgment. And over time, even 5 minutes a day can make you more resilient to stress and give you a greater sense of peace.
That's really encouraging to hear.
Yeah.
Okay, habit number 8 is read or learn something new. And I love this one because it's all about keeping our brains engaged and active. The source material pointed out that even just 10 minutes of reading or listening to something informative it can have benefits. So it's not about having to dedicate hours and hours to learning something new.
Right. It's about those small, consistent efforts. It's like exercise for your brain. Lifelong learning is so important for maintaining cognitive health. Engaging with new information, whether it's through reading, listening to a podcast, or learning a new skill, it stimulates your brain, builds new neural connections, and it can really help improve cognitive function. And it also fosters a sense of curiosity and engagement with the world, which is so important.
So it's not just about accumulating knowledge, it's about keeping that spark alive.
Exactly.
Okay, as we start winding down for the day, habit number 9 is all about disconnecting. Limit screen time before bed. And the main reason for this, according to the source material, is the negative impact of blue light on our sleep quality. They suggested things like reading a physical book or journaling instead. I know I could be guilty of scrolling through my phone in bed even though I know I shouldn't. Why is that blue light so disruptive to our sleep?
Well, the blue light that our devices emit, it basically mimics daylight, and it signals to your brain to suppress the production of melatonin, which is the hormone that regulates your sleep-wake cycle.
So it's tricking your body into thinking it's still daytime.
Exactly. And when melatonin production is reduced, it becomes harder to fall asleep, and the quality of your sleep suffers. So replacing screen time with relaxing activities like reading a book, which doesn't emit that blue light, or journaling, can help your body naturally prepare for sleep by allowing melatonin levels to rise. It's all about creating that separation between screen time and bedtime.
I think a lot of us, myself included, could probably benefit from being more mindful of that.
I think so.
And finally, habit number 10, get 7-9 hours of quality sleep. This one seems so basic, yet it's something that many of us struggle with. The source material presented sleep as a crucial time for our bodies to heal and recharge, and they recommended trying to maintain a consistent sleep schedule and avoiding caffeine before bed. I know when things get busy, sleep is often the first thing to go, but why is it so vital for our overall health?
Sleep is when your body does all its repair work. It repairs tissues, strengthens your immune system, and consolidates memories. A consistent sleep schedule helps regulate your body's natural sleep-wake cycle, making it easier to fall asleep and wake up feeling rested. And avoiding caffeine close to bedtime is key because caffeine can interfere with your ability to fall asleep and stay asleep.
So it's not just about the quantity of sleep, it's about the quality as well.
Exactly. It's about making sure you're getting that deep restorative sleep that your body needs to function at its best.
And what's interesting is that the source material even included a bonus tip, which is stay socially connected. They emphasize the importance of spending time with friends and family for reducing stress and boosting happiness. And they even went as far as to say that social support is as important for our health as diet and exercise. It really highlights how interconnected our well-being is, doesn't it?
It does. We're social creatures by nature, and strong social connections play a huge role in our overall health and happiness. Feeling connected to others provides emotional support, reduces feelings of loneliness and isolation, and it can even help buffer against the negative effects of stress.
So it's not just about taking care of our physical bodies and our minds. It's about nurturing our relationships and our sense of community as well.
Absolutely.
So to recap all these key insights from this deep dive, we've explored 10 daily habits, starting with that morning glass of water and ending with the importance of quality sleep and social connection. And what's really stood out to me is how all these seemingly small choices can actually have a ripple effect on our well-being. Consistently making these small changes can lead to significant improvements in how we feel both physically and mentally.
Exactly. And I think it's fascinating how these habits can influence each other, right? Like getting enough sleep can improve your mood and energy levels, which makes it easier to stick to your exercise routine or eat healthy foods. And practicing mindfulness can make you more aware of your body's signals, which can help you make better choices throughout the day.
It's like a web of well-being where each habit supports and reinforces the others.
Yeah, I like that analogy.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, I'd like to leave you with a question to ponder. Which of these interconnectedness surprised you the most? Was it the way that better sleep can impact your mood and therefore your social interactions? Or maybe how moving your body more consistently throughout the day can actually boost your energy and focus for learning? Take a moment to think about how these different elements are playing out in your own life and what small adjustment you could make in one area that could potentially create those positive ripple effects in others. It's really fascinating to explore.
It is. It's all about those small steps, those little things that we can do each day that can have a big impact in the long run.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive into the power of daily habits.
It's been a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
And to all our listeners, keep diving into those small choices that can make a big difference in your life.
Yeah, you got this.
We'll see you next time on The Deep Dive.
See you then. Bye.